You remember how it was when the end came in Europe, and then again on VJ Day. You remember how it was when the boys began coming home in 45. Parades, cheers, backslapping. Nothing's too good for our boys. Thanks, fellas, for a tough job well done.
After every war, we've done things differently. We're learning from our past. One Vietnam-era vet shared that in 35 years, there have only been 2 people that have said, thank you.
If something happens, if you leave somebody behind, you don't leave anybody behind. You make sure everybody's accounted for.
You learn how to do stuff, and when you're disabled and you can't do it, you learn it fast.
My dad's a police officer, and my grandpa was in the military. My best friend was in the Marines. When I heard the word about Iraq and everything else, my goal to him was I was going to join because I didn't want him to go over Iraq by himself.
Yeah, I believe there is a need for a private organization, private funding to help out soldiers and families that are injured while they're in Iraq.
The biggest hardship for us was after I got injured. I spent 2 months in the hospital in Fort Lewis, Washington, and my wife had to leave work to come out there and be with me. She was with me the whole time.
There's so many soldiers, active, discharged, and disabled, that for some reason or another have missed out on the ceremonies, the awards, the validation that each and every soldier so richly deserve. The thing that you're doing, this recognition to these soldiers, is unprecedented. The people of Minnesota have raised the bar. Let's see if the rest of the states can accept this challenge to thank their hometown heroes too.
Not being able to work, not being able to function with 2 arms. My arm goes numb daily. I have pain spurts down my arm. And coming home, I still get respect here. It's just, I can't function. Can't work. Can't do anything. And it's hard, but you gotta learn to live with what you got.
Keep up the support. It goes miles over here. Hope to be home soon.
The grant you've offered to service members is greatly appreciated. It's always wonderful to hear that folks back home have us in their thoughts.
I'll feel selfish if I fill out this application. I know there are so many others here doing a tougher job than I am. It brings tears to my eyes whenever a complete stranger says thank you. I never knew there were so many great people out there who care so much.
The time apart's really hard. She had to raise both of the boys by herself and go to school full time, so.
Where I got hit a lot harder than most people because I had a construction company before I left. I did, lose the company, obviously, which had it for 3 years and was pretty successful. And, just over that hump, if anybody who runs a small business knows what that first couple of years means.
The question that I think Eugene Sitt and the organization is trying to answer is, what is it that we as Minnesotans can do to pitch in?
And my main goal is possibly to start working full-time in February if I have my surgery soon. And the only reason why I can actually work full-time is because my friend, the one who's a Marine, his uncle is opening an armored car business. He offered me a job right away. He said, I know you're injured, I know you're disabled, you want to work for me. And most people won't do that.
Whatever our views now about what we should be doing or how we should do it, there should be no disagreement whatsoever in terms of our respecting and wanting to support and appreciate these young men and women.
When my grandma told me about the Thank Minnesota Troops thing, that was probably the biggest thing right there for me, is that gave me hope and everything that Minnesota actually cares.